know what I did last year, but I have a lot more, to bring to the table, and he's gonna give me the best opportunity, and it's the best OC in the country. So I've seen being coached by him every day.
For the defense, man, just play and keep people out of our end zone. I think that's one of our biggest things, keeping people out of our end zone. Running around playing fast like a madman.
I came to Arkansas before NIL, and when we was staying in the dorms, before the nature of college football shifted. So I came to the school because of the coaches and because of the program. I didn't come because of NIL or anything else. All the relationships that I built and all the people that I met and all the lives that I've impacted in the state of Arkansas, man, there's no reason for me to leave.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
After being gone a week, it's always good to sleep in your own bed. So we're back here in the Busch Light Studios. It was a good week at SEC Media Days in Atlanta, Georgia at the College Football Hall of Fame, thanks to the Stadium Shop on Ridgeback and Lindbergh Real Estate Team. Glad to be there. Glad to be back, though, Tommy, most importantly.
Yeah, and good to be home, like you said, and in the comfy confines here of the Busch Light Studios. So everything good? Getting on your travel? I know we flew home on the same plane. We didn't ride home together because we flew out separate. All well getting home. I
was in the back of the plane. Tommy was in the front. That's
of course
how he was framing it. Yeah, no issues at all.
Accurate on that account. Accurate.
Yeah, got some Taco Bell last night. That's been my new go-to road trip food. Pounded some flatbreads and quesadilla and some other things. But yeah, got home fine. Passed out within 5 minutes, and 4:15 alarm was a little different this morning.
Yeah, so glad to be here. It is a football Friday. We are 43 days. I got my bearings straight.
That is
43
correct.
days from Arkansas and Alabama A&M. The Football Friday always brought to you by QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. They really helped me when it came to shoulder pain I had a few years ago. I don't even think about my shoulder. Sometime back, I had lifted a very heavy piece of luggage, my wife's luggage, threw it in the back of the car to go on a trip, and just dealt with pain for several years. Wasn't torn, but just had a slight hitch in my shoulder. Hurt. I couldn't sleep a certain way. Just had to be careful with it. Well, QC Kinetics used healing powers and properties from my body, injected it right into the source of the pain, and it doesn't hurt anymore. So if you've got knee pain, shoulder pain, back pain, hip pain, elbow pain, they can help you all that with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Had zero downtime, never had to take prescription, and never went under the knife. 479-999-1234 is their number. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
You're a combination of several voices in our open. Sam Pittman, of course, who we got a chance to hear for the first time in a while yesterday. Taylon Green, starting quarterback here in Fayetteville. Cam Ball, best defensive tackle, best defensive lineman on your team, and also Xavier Sori, who I think is the best player on your team. We're going to play back an interview we had with Taylon coming up at 10 a.m. We're going to play the ones of Cam and Xavier next week. Hopefully get Coach Pittman on as well. But one of the quotes that was not said on our show, and I think it was in the electronic media area, was Xavier Sori. The hot seat conversation I know has been a notable one so far this fall. And here was what Sori had to say about our football coach and Sam Pittman.
As far as the team, we want to play for Coach Pitt. We happy with our coach, and, we want to fight for our coach. That's one of the biggest things, go out there fighting for our coach. And, we feel like if anybody disrespect Coach Pitt, they disrespecting us. And, they is. So, that's our coach.
They're not oblivious to the stuff on social media or the conversations that are had, whether when they get to campus or anything else. I don't remember. This was probably said by another player last year, whether it's Lando, whether it's Andrew, or also Taylon as well. But I just thought that was an interesting quote from Xavier Sori. It's like, well, you're coming at him, you're coming at us. That doesn't mean it's going to pan out and be a good season, but
that's great. I don't know. Be telling you they said, they came out and said just the opposite. We don't really care what they say about the coach. We're in it for ourselves. That's not what. But he's not the first one to say, hey, I got a teammate or a coach's back. Let's not act like it's, the most unique, novel statement we've ever heard from a player. That's one of the foundation blocks, one of the footings, if you will, of sports is the teamwork, is the hey, I got your back. And hey, that works in how many walks of life does that work in? I mean, Colton's got my back, I got his back. We're not sure about you, Ty, but we're, we've always got each other's back on a team. Mm-hmm. So, anything Xavier and Sorey said there wasn't any surprise.
So what was a surprise that was said yesterday about Pittman? What stood out to you?
I don't think anything was a surprise. I mean, they like this guy. I mean, you listen to the media.
I'm talking about okay.
Well, I mean, to ask your question again.
What Pittman said. What's anything?
I don't think anything was a surprise. I mean, he clarified on Ishmael CC. He's out for the year, and we're going to talk about that. I don't think he said anything that surprised me that came out of his mouth. Now, I hope he can back up, and I hope this season turns out the way he laid it out. He likes his football team. He thinks he has a good football team. He knows he has it. He started out in his opening address that, hey, we've got a really tough schedule. I guess if you want to pin me down on one thing I was surprised about, and I know we're going to talk more about this. I don't know that he went all in on playing Arkansas State in Fayetteville and not going to play them in Jonesboro. To me, that's, not a surprise at all. I mean, I'm just surprised he took the conversation there, maybe. Well, I mean, the Razorbacks are never going to Jonesboro to play a football game.
Here's what he said.
No, I want to play them in Fayetteville. And if that's what I want to do. You ask me what I want. If we're going to play Arkansas State, I want to play them at home. Right now, under contract, we're in our last year at Little Rock. Now, whatever the governor decides, that's what she decides. But right now that we're in our last year at Little Rock, so it'd have to either be there or here. And I'm not really interested in going over there and playing. Now, no, I want to play them in Fayetteville.
Yeah, I mean, so shouldn't be any surprise that he said what he said. I didn't know that he would go there, but he was asked directly, what about this series should be played? He was clear earlier in his comments, so no lack of context there. He thinks this is a rivalry that should be played. Now, you can't have it both ways. You can't have a real rivalry and only play at one person's stadium. But the Razorbacks aren't. What do they seat? 20,000 over there, maybe.
Jonesboro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's. I think it's south of 20,000.
Surely that.
I don't think it's that big a stadium. The Hogs aren't going there. Now, if you want to say we'll play in Fayetteville 2 years, 1 year in Little Rock, and that's how we keep War Memorial going or something of that nature. But Arkansas's not even interested in playing in Little Rock. But I can guarantee you they aren't going to Jonesboro. The governor would have to issue an executive order and send the National Guard to escort the team. And if an athletic director now or in the future agrees to go there and play by your own free will, you should be fired.
It's 30,000. You shorted them.
Okay, whatever it is.
10,000.
You think Arkansas is going to play in a 30,000 seat stadium? No.
I didn't say that. But I also never thought. But
at the same time, I don't know how you can have a real rivalry, real hatred, and it's all we're manufacturing this when you don't play at each other's stadiums. Mm-hmm. Can Clemson, South Carolina only be played at Clemson? No. Kentucky and Louisville only played at Louisville? No. So I mean, to be what you'd want it to be, State would have to come up a level or two, and you just said it right there, 30,000 seat stadium. I bet that's pushing it too. Doesn't really reek of where Arkansas needs to show up and play.
He did go on and expand on the schedule a little bit. They talk about 30 minutes up on the stage, and they've got 3-hour media sessions. So we don't have every clip, but we do have a good chunk of them. Here's what he said about the schedule.
Could it be easier? I just said that. I don't think so. I think it's an outstanding schedule. With that, everybody, that gives the University of Arkansas one hell of an opportunity. Mm-hmm. That's what it does. And we've got a good football team too. They have to play Arkansas too now.
And he ended. I felt like that was a couple times that he said that we have to play Arkansas. No one. Let's just be honest. Let's have an honest conversation. Most of the time, like Texas A&M, when they look at that road game at Arkansas, is like we should win that game. Auburn's looking at that game when they come to Fayetteville, and they're like, we can win that game. Mississippi State's like, man, that could be the one or only 2 SEC wins we get all year is coming to Fayetteville. So, while that again,
you got a target on your back from that standpoint. People think you're gettable, but if I'd have sat here a year ago and said, "Hey, boys, I'm taking Vandy straight up over Bama. You just said, hey, no need to go to Bet Saracen on that deal. I'll cover your action right here. How much you want? Even money. Did Vanderbilt have a surprisingly good season a year ago? Of course. Did they have a out of this world experience upset over Alabama? 100%. So, I mean, you're hoping to be that team that surprises everyone. And in the end, did Vanderbilt make the playoff? No. Did they make the championship game in Atlanta? No. But is it a season that Vanderbilt fans feel like, hey, this could be something we build on? Are they more confident going into this year? Should be, with their quarterback back. So hopefully Arkansas is that team that surprises people and, go beat Ole Miss. You'll feel like you have a chance. If you beat Ole Miss, beat Memphis, you'll feel like you have a chance against Notre Dame.
All right, well, we've got more SEC Media Day coverage. Again, Taylor Green's going to join us here in about 50 minutes, our conversation with him yesterday. But there was another discussion that kind of took a lot of the social media by storm. I'm sure you've seen this and what happened at a Coldplay concert.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on, you okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very sharp.
This is the opening drive.
All right, do you know what astronomer is? Did you have any idea what it was prior to yesterday?
Not till this story broke a couple days ago.
Okay,
no.
Apparently their CEO, Andy Byron, and Kristen Cabot, like they're having everyone's having to put this like as an alleged affair. Like, do you even have to say alleged?
He's made a statement. He's come out and made a statement about it.
But when this initially happened, it came out and everyone was having to put on the initial sentence, alleged affair. In this situation, I don't think it. Did you read his?
I tried to, and on my phone this morning, as someone had screenshot it or whatever, and I couldn't. When I blew it up, it was illegible, but you could see he was embarrassed. And, a couple things to learn out of there. Obviously, they got outed on something that was embarrassing. I feel terrible for their spouses that found out in such a horrific way. And hopefully they had conversations that alerted them before they opened their phones and saw this. Can you imagine that? That's how you find out you've been betrayed by someone you love, and we don't know all the background on that. Mm-hmm. But then the other thing that stood out to me in all that,
what else?
The people around them, they knew, but they weren't trying to hide it. The coworkers or whoever else was in that luxury suite, skybox looking thing they were in. I mean, but to me, this is what you get for going to a Coldplay concert. I mean, this is what you deserve for going to a Coldplay show.
Colin, you got any thoughts on this before I read some of his statement?
The guy just should have. Their reaction, obviously, of being put on the big screen. If they would have played it cool, maybe they could have just flashed to the next couple. But when you know that you're guilty, when you know you're doing something wrong, it's bold.
It's pretty bold because that's what I'm saying. You're doing it in front of people they're either in your friend circle or you work with, who are also trying to help you cover it up, because you could tell by their facial reactions, they were like, oh, crap.
Oh, no. He went straight to the ground. He tried to get as close to the earth as possible. Yeah. He was instantly to
This
his
comes
feet.
from
Wasn't me.
New York yesterday. I want to acknowledge the moment that it's been circulating online and the disappointment it caused. What was supposed to be the night of music and joy turned deeply personal mistake. Turned out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. Sorry, I can't even make it through this without laughing. You deserve better from me as a partner, a father, and as a leader. This is not who I want to be or how I represent the company I help build. I am taking time to reflect, to take accountability, and to figure out my next steps. And personally and professionally, I ask for privacy as I navigate this.
I asked for privacy as I fondle my wife in public.
I also want to express how troubling it is for what should have been a private moment become public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life
Don't blame this on someone else. Yeah.
As a friend once said, lights will guide you home and ignite the bones, and I will try to fix you. That's the word. Signed, Andy.
Yeah, well, Andy just gave up half of his net worth. That's what Andy just did. And maybe a little bit more. Because of the public nature of this.
And not that I'm the relationship expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know how those two stay together.
How who stays together?
Andy and his wife, which I don't even know her name.
I thought you meant the other one.
The head of the
other two might. You know.
And the ironic thing of all this, and this is also, she's the HR.
Yeah,
what
that
the
is kind
hell?
of ironic.
Like, what? She is the head of HR. So if you haven't seen that video, there's been memes.
My guess is she is no longer going to be in that role moving forward.
I don't think so either. But
what does the astronomer do? I'm not. I have never heard
It's
of it.
AI, Tommy.
It's
AI. Oh, AI. Okay.
It's like we use them.
Well,
we didn't even know.
if he, if Andy, what's his name, Byron Brown, whatever it is, if he is really smart and he's really valuable, he'll still have a job, because if he's the guru behind all their AI coding and programming, and they can't live without him as a company, they'll mea culpa, and they'll all sing Kumbaya and move on with a new HR director. And yeah, I just, who I hate it for as much as anything is the kids. I mean, not wanting to be publicly shamed by, not wanting to feel the shame of your children in private because of something you did in public is something I strive for every day. You want your kids to be proud of you. That's as hurtful as anything as a man. Is one thing. I'm always going to do things my wife's not proud of. It would crush me. I mean, and kill me. My wife's going to get mad at me, but my kids, man, that would eat me to the core. If I lost a relationship with my kids over something that foolish, that's what would kill me.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what Annie needs?
A good lawyer.
Well, outside of a good lawyer, he probably needs a good fence to keep the paparazzi out of his house.
He needs a good lawyer is what he needs.
Which our buddy.
Hang on, before we get to Sean, that's your opening drive this morning. It's brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. If you need high-quality aggregates, top-quality ready-mix, asphalt, all brought to your site, whether it's a residential site or a large-scale commercial job, APAC has you covered. 479-587-3300. 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
We bring in our buddy Sean the Fence Man here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Sean, have you seen that story that's been circulating the last 24 to 48 hours at all?
No, I have not. I've been buried here at the office trying to make sure we keep this ship running correctly.
Yeah, well, don't go to Coldplay shows with your girlfriend without telling your wife first. That'd be all I can say.
Moral of the story.
Yeah.
Moral of the story.
It wasn't the smartest move, I guess.
No. That's a good way to lose half your net worth in one night, So that's all I can say about it.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, you mentioned being busy. We've been busy with SEC Media Days, but outside of that, you've also got the Open going on right now. So we've tried to keep up with a little bit of that. So that's where we'll start our Fitzman Friday.
Got a Pro Hog at the top.
Yeah, so we'll start our Fitzman Friday picks there. I think he's dropped a little bit since the start of this
morning.
Yeah, he's dropped off a little bit since the start of the round. But
Brian Harmon is the leader right now at 8 under par. Hugh Freeze 3 back at -5. So
still in there. John, you're just gonna pick if you're gonna ride with Tommy's pick or mine this morning before we get into some baseball questions. Tommy, who do you like to finish out and win the Open?
Let me look down this leaderboard here real quick.
I got Tony Finau.
Tony, that's not a bad pick. I'm going to go with Rory McIlroy.
Okay.
Come from behind.
All right. So who are you riding with, Sean? You going to ride with Tommy or you going to ride with me this morning?
Or he may have a different name.
Well, I don't know. You said the second guy, Hugh Freeze, right? You said second line right now?
Yeah, Hugh Freeze at 3 under par. It's 5 back off the lead. Scotty Scheffler's 3 under par as well. So that'd be a good pick. I don't know enough about some of these non-American players to really want to go all in on them. So Scheffler would be a good pick.
Scheffler would be a good pick.
He's the world's number one, for a reason.
Is he? What's the guy that just won? Spawn. Is he in it? JJ Spawn?
He is in the field, but I don't think he's nowhere near the top of the leaderboard.
I think I see him right here. I think he's -1 under. I think is where he's at.
Okay.
You know what? He's going to come back. He's the guy that just won the other day. So I'm going to go with it.
Back-to-back majors for for JJ Spahn. All right, baseball. We're 43 days out from Arkansas football, so here on a Football Friday, we will get to some of that coming up. Royals are at Miami this weekend, Tommy.
Royals.
I got the Royals going down and winning as well in the Sunshine State. What do you got, Sean? You like the Royals or you like the Marlins?
Oh, yeah, no, I like the Royals. Go Royals.
Okay. Red Sox are at the Cubs this weekend in Chicago and Wrigley, Tommy.
Red Sox.
I got the visiting team also taking down the Cubs in this one, Sean.
I'm with you guys. There's some easy picks.
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Pick the Cubs.
St. Louis going to Arizona.
Cardinals, baby.
Mm-hmm. Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. Yep, Cardinals. Cardinals all the way.
Enthralling. So, all right, those are your Fence Man Friday picks. 782-3936. Pick up the phone. Call Sean right now. And, Sean, security fencing's been your number one seller here as of late.
It really has. There's been we've been very blessed with our River Valley and Northwest Arkansas economy that's growing really good. Here we got the 188th coming in. They're here, but I'm just gonna say the training academy there for the Air Force down there, and we've been doing some work out there, which is really blessed. But a lot of people in town are coming in, new businesses are coming in town. Everybody's needing a little bit of fence, automatic gate access. So yeah, we've got the ability to, like I said, we can do you a nice little white picket fence in front of your house to keep your little poodle secure, or we can build you a 15, 20 foot tall, ironclad gate with panels and everything to keep you safe and secure from whatever you think you might be afraid of.
782-3936 is the number, thefencemanAR.com. Sean, enjoy the weekend, and we'll do it again next Friday.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right, that's the Fence Man and our Fence Man Friday picks. All right, stand by. Your hog update is next here on the Morning Rush.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother, they're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. This message courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council and Beef. It's what's for dinner.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanAR.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
How do y'all go about building that roster and setting that culture in Fayetteville?
Man. This is the Morning Rush.
The summer sales drive continues at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, save up to $6,000 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, reconditioned and backed by limited warranty. We've got you covered for your service needs as well, with half-off brakes and special financing available for those larger repairs. With our live market painless pricing and non-commissioned sales staff, we're committed to taking the hassle out of buying a quality pre-owned vehicle in the River Valley. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
The difference between an average morning and a Hardee's morning is hearty goodness that lasts till lunchtime. Like Hardee's smoked sausage biscuit.
split Hillshire Farm smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and our Frisco breakfast sandwich with cherrywood smoked bacon or ham on toasted sourdough. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, Woo Big Suey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Let's go to wide receiver. Now, for me to sit here and tell you I know everything about the wide receiver group, I'd be lying to you. Again, I told you about coach speak. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you what I believe, and whatever you believe, you believe. But at wide receiver, I think we've got about 8, maybe 9 that can play in this league. Whom they are, who will run out there with the first group and all that. We're going to run somebody out there August 1 with the first group. Is that going to be the first group? I don't know. But we've got Jalen Brown and C.J. Brown. Those are 2 right there. I love our slots. And Raylan Sharp and Cam Shakes, love them. Love Cam returning punts as well. But I really like those 2 guys. I think we've significantly upgraded there with both those guys.
I know that Bobby Petrino always loves speed. Crossing routes is pretty significant with his offense, and Coach Pittman expands more on the wide receivers there. But probably the biggest news of the wide receiver group this week, Tommy, is who's not going to be here this
Yeah,
week.
and he said we got 7, maybe 8, or maybe said 8, maybe 9 that he thinks are SEC wide receivers. But he's uncertain. So if he doesn't know, and hey, we're going to run somebody out there August 1 for practice, then that, how can you expect the fans to really have a good idea? So you talk about open competition. Is there a more open competition on this team than at wide receiver right now? Probably not.
Yeah, I think that's the one. So wide receivers on offense and really pass catchers as a whole with the tight end position, if you want to lump that in together. And then for me, it's the defensive line on the defensive end because Phil made an excellent point earlier this week on halftime. I didn't realize this until he presented it. So he had 15 turnovers forced last year. 10 of those were in the Auburn and Mississippi State game combined. So he had 5 turnovers between the other 13 games.
That's where stats will lie
11,
to you.
Yeah, 11 games on the schedule. 15 is not a large number to begin with. The fact that they were so heavy in 2 football games this fall, defensive line's got to get pressured so you can wreak some havoc in the backfield, whether it's quarterback, running back, or whoever the case may be. For Sam Pittman, again, the thought, the line of thinking that a lot of people have with the offense is that it will be better, even with the wide receiver group still having questions and whatnot. Taylor talked about Bobby Petrino a little bit yesterday too.
I know what I did last year, but I have a lot more, to bring to the table, and he's gonna give me the best opportunity, and it's the best OC in the country, so. Being coached by him every day.
We're going to chat with Taylor coming up here in about 30 minutes, get his thoughts on the upcoming season and anyone else. And then Cam Ball and Xavier Sawyer was next week. Coolest thing probably saw yesterday, Tommy, was Cam wearing the necklace with his dad on it, who just recently passed away. And I know that was
it wasn't cool from the standpoint of why he was wearing it.
Probably a better way to rephrase. Probably the most heartfelt thing. Cool
there you go.
Cool is not the correct word to use there.
You could see, and listen, it's the first time I'd spend any time around Cam Ball, with we had a pretty lengthy one-on-one with Cam Ball. I spent some time upstairs with the other members of the media around Cam Ball, and he spoke openly about his father, passed away of an illness, cancer related, and it's a hard time. I mean, I was 39 when I lost my dad. I can't imagine being, I don't know, what's Cam, 23, probably 22, 23 years old.
Fifth year.
As a fifth-year senior, yeah. I can't imagine, that. Now, he is the youngest brother. We talked to him about that, and so, his family's there from Atlanta. Yesterday, he was 12 minutes from his high school. So, I mean, and his dad was so looking forward to seeing him at SEC Media Days. So, yeah, you feel for the young man on that.
Cam talked about he's still here with him, which was not just on
his
chest.
Very touching to have that pendant around his neck honoring his dad. He I completely get it and completely understand, and I think he will play with a passion for his father this year. I would look for Cam Ball to have a great season.
All right, that is your Hog Update here on a Football Friday. Hog Update, always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I never understood why they call it fall camp even though it's in the summer. We've got coming up August 1st. Do you understand that? Does that make any sense?
The way it's always been.
It's called it like that. Well, summer is here. I know what is summer related. It's a summer sales drive going on at Rath Auto Resources in Rath, Mitsubishi right now. We've got our buddy Larry Rath here with us. Larry, I know that's actually labeled. We got something labeled correctly. It's summer, so we're calling something in conjunction with summer with your sales drive.
Absolutely, the summer sales drive, and I think we're fixing to feel that over the next few days. It's supposed to get hot. And just a terrific time to save on a used car. We've got a great selection, road-ready, certified used cars, big inventory. We've been working really hard on that. These cars are certified with warranty. You can't buy a better used car, and we've got a great selection right now. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale as well, and up there the new 25 Mitsubishi Outlander. If you haven't seen that car, come on by, take a test drive. It absolutely the best-looking car in the class. And I'm not just saying it. I mean, that's a good-looking car in that class. And loaded with equipment, safety features, just a terrific vehicle, nation's best warranty, and a great place to buy one. We just won the award for the #1 in customer service. So we'd love a chance to get you in a new Mitsubishi and take care of your service after the sale. And if you're driving anything else, come on into one of the Meineke Car Care Centers. We'll get you taken care of, tires, brakes, batteries. We've got specials, easy financing on all that as well. Just a terrific time. Take care of your car, better yet, trade it in. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
Again, both locations, both sides of the tunnel. And Larry, we can't forget about that Meineke Car Care Center either. That takes care of people all over the state. Well, man, have a great weekend. Can you believe we're already halfway through July? It's crazy how fast.
I can't believe it. No, I was just looking at it and just wondering what in the world happened to our month. But anyway, yeah, we got plenty of time left, plenty of time to stay. Come and see us, folks.
Come and see him again, both locations in Springdale and in Fort Smith. All right, when we return here on the Morning Rush Daily Question, I'm going to guess Tommy's got something queued up that's SEC Media Days related. We are back here in the great state of Arkansas, in the natural state. Had a great time down there. But when we come back, we'll get to that question. Plus, Colton has got some gen ratings for SEC and other coaches that we'll share with you next.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother, they're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. This message courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council and Beef. It's what'sfordinner.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
The summer sales drive continues at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, save up to $6,000 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, reconditioned and backed by limited warranty. We've got you covered for your service needs as well, with half-off brakes and special financing available for those larger repairs. With our live market painless pricing and non-commissioned sales staff, we're committed to taking the hassle out of buying a quality pre-owned vehicle in the River Valley. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-555-2085. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-2085. That's 800-555-2085. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-555-2085.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Join the one and only NBA champ Jalen Williams and OBI for a special blood drive at the Fort Smith Convention Center, July 24th from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Donate blood and score a limited edition J Will t-shirt plus 50 plus lucky donors, and up to 3 guests each will have a chance to meet J Will and snap a photo with the legend. Save lives. One day, one legend, one pint at a time. Spots are limited, so book now at obi.com/events. If it rumbles, roars, or needs a little more power, take it to Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports in Clarksville. From muffler and catalytic converter repair to full custom exhaust systems, they've got you covered. Need welding or mobile welding along with equipment repair? They do that too. Custom fabrication done right. Located at 215 East Taylor Road. For performance, precision, and power, it's Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports. Call today at 479-214-2729 or stop by today.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, I want to reflect on SEC Media Days and Arkansas's time there yesterday. Is anything you've heard us play back from Sam Pittman that you've heard on other shows, maybe watching the SEC Network? Maybe you went to hitthatline.com and took the entire 30 minutes of Sam Pittman in yourself. Did anything you hear, even from a less drastic standpoint, or maybe drastically, move your opinion about a part or the whole of this team this year? Is anything you heard made you think differently about the coming season in 43 days? Did anything you hear yesterday from Sam Pittman give you a little more hope that, hey, things may not be as bad as Ruskin's telling me they are? Anything?
No.
Okay.
I'm sound like a Debbie Downer. I mean,
okay, let me flip it then. Anything you hear give you more doubt, more concern?
I think Ishmael's injuries is a question mark about the biggest. It's already a question mark about the biggest question mark of the team. Which
punctuated it, right?
Yeah. Just
can you punctuate a question mark? I think we did yesterday, though.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. I didn't think anything. Again, I was appreciative we got a chance to talk with Talon, Cam, and Zabian. We heard from Sam Pittman, but I was heading into that thinking, okay, I'm going to see if there's anything noteworthy. I mean, he had some funny things to say. I mean, he's entertaining. Thought Drink was the best of the week, personally, which pisses me off because he's just going to do what he keeps doing and kick our tail every year, which is so frustrating.
Maybe not.
But I hope not. I hope Missouri in that like cakewalk of a schedule.
Yeah, appreciate Mark Womack helping us with that first 6 games at home.
Yeah, the same Mark Womack that screwed you in 2020. It's like, hey, you got to play Georgia and Florida, both on the road. If I remember, no, the Georgia game. I guess.
And then he came by and listen. If as long as I've been around the area and his roots, then he comes by our table and acts like, "Hey, I didn't say anything."
Well,
like,
here's the other thing. We got to discuss. Hold on. Your question. No, was anything changed for Quentin Colton? You can hop on this too because I got to talk about that. Was anything changed for you? Worse or better?
Not dramatically. I actually felt a little more positive after hearing the confidence that Sam Pittman talked about his team with. I like the fact that he has talked about we are not a small team. And if there's one thing you can't have happen in this league, it's get pushed around. Now, what he didn't say is we're a really fast team. Now, he likes his linebackers and he likes his second. He likes some of the speed he's got, but I don't know that we've got overall team speed. But you can't go into this league undersized. Chad Morris tried it. It epically failed. Mm-hmm. You've got to have size. And, Colton, that's one thing I did take away. He knows what beef looks like. He knows the size you need to compete in this league. he is confident he has what he needs from a size standpoint to put a team out there in this conference.
Well, if you think about it, Tommy, when he was here as the offensive line coach, he assembled the biggest offensive line in football. And so that was a time when we were running the ball down people's throats. And I wouldn't say that team was known as a bunch of world beaters, on 40 times, but they were big and they were able to move the ball. And if you can't have size, you got to have a little bit of speed. So that was the only encouraging thing. But Ty, I'm also in your camp. No, there's nothing that anybody could say at these press conferences that's going to make you think, well, boy, I thought they were going 6-6, and now I might give them 9 wins. There's just nothing that can be said, nothing that can be done. And, you can get up there and do your comedy routine if you're Drinkwitz or not. Just make sure it's a little bit more polished.
But I do feel better about Arkansas being bowl eligible.
Yep.
And listen, that's not like, man, wow, bowl eligible. But, I mean, that's not the goal. I understand. But, I do feel like you've got what you need to maybe not worry as much about Memphis as some people are worried about Memphis. He was very complimentary of Memphis.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, Arkansas should push Memphis around based on what we just talked about. They're an SEC team with SEC size. It may not be the prettiest first half. It may take you a while to wear them down. But I think Arkansas, I think we should worry maybe a little bit less about that game.
Colin, you brought up that offensive line. I just pulled up the 2015 media guide on the right tackle, Denver Kirkland, right guard, Sebastian Trottola.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Sebastian for Heisman.
Who was the I'm looking at these guys. I know Skipper's on the left side. I can't tell if that's Ragnow. I don't think was there yet. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe he was there.
That's right.
He was. Okay, then he's 72. I can't think of who that center is in the middle. It's hard to tell when they have their helmets on. They're not labeled. But, yeah, that was the, as you just stated, the biggest offensive line in college football. Travis. Yeah, I think he was a Trino guy, if I remember that right. But that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question. Again, after hearing things on our shows, on Halftime, Ruskin, Zach, Chuck, and Bo, after listening to it on hitthatline.com and YouTube, did anything change? Worse, better, or indifferent, like it seems like we are? Cart Pass Social, great place, indoor golf in Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, only $25 per hour from 9 to 5 on Tuesdays in July. Nate Garahan, Christian Olsen offering this great deal for like the next 2 weeks. So take advantage. This could be a birthday party. This could be a little corporate event, team building exercise, or you have a half day and you go out there and you have some fun. It's not 95 degrees outside. It's like 70 in there. It's air conditioned, so you can play golf on over 1,000 different courses. CartPassSocial.com, always BYOB at CartPass Social.
Get you some Royal Portrush right now. You can just play the Open Championship course. So, all right, what were you going to chastise me over?
And I said this last year. So he comes over, and I realize he initiated the conversation.
I was sitting there minding my own business.
Yes,
he is.
But
boom.
Here's my thing.
What happened? Tell the audience what happened.
So he comes over, and he
Who
not
was he?
once, twice.
Drinkowitz.
Not once, but twice. And I'll say this as someone that has been next to John Calipari prior to him becoming Arkansas's basketball coach and being in a situation where I could have shook his hand. I didn't. Because it's the Kentucky basketball coach. Now, he's our basketball coach. The same thing. If he ever is the head coach of Arkansas, I will be respectful. I will be kind. But I'm not fraternizing with the enemy. I was ashamed.
He came and talked to me.
Sitting next to you yesterday.
He came. Did I engage the conversation with Eli Drinkwitz, or did he engage one with me?
You should have told him.
What do you want me to give him the middle finger?
Stand, kick rocks. He kind of. You know what's funny yesterday is I watched him. It's he was leaning into like he shook your hand. He was about to. I was kind of working on something, but at the same time, I told myself there is no way on God's beautiful green earth that I am shaking hand with a guy that continuously kicks our butt and talks about it.
Yeah,
and I had forgotten.
He backs it up.
Yeah, and backs it up. Listen, he is a good football coach, as he said.
Yeah, appreciate Mark Womack helping us with that first 6 games.
I mean, all at home.
You know what you're doing right now? Exactly what he wants you to be doing. You're talking about it.
No, and listen, and he deserves to be talked about.
He knows who makes it happen. He wanted to come over and talk to Ty Richardson.
Yeah, well, he didn't get a chance.
Could keep the lights on.
Again, I'll say this: it's not Cal level because. The hatred for John Calipari as a basketball coach in the last 20 years, there's been no coach that's gotten close if you're an Arkansas fan. But Eli, like we talk about, it's like, who do you dislike more? Is it Kiffin or Drink? Because one, they beat you a lot. Two, they do talk some smack. And Kiffin does the fake injury BS that we all hate. But Drinkwitz
tightening those rules down this year.
He's an Arkansas guy, so that interaction yesterday, and I literally, if you look on the What's Your Beef Wednesday rundown,
yeah, you've already written it down.
I had it on there, but I was like, no, screw it. I'm going to waste it today.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about it today, especially when you brought up Drinkwitz. I was like, I have to.
But again, in my defense, I did not go and initiate a conversation with him. He walked over and initiated one with me. But in full disclosure, I mean, he's from the same area I'm from. It's not like we don't know each other or know who each other is. And I'm of no relation, but I have family who is related to him. So, I mean, there's a connection there.
There is, and that's fine. And I am happy to have a conversation and shake his hand if he ever winds up here in Fayetteville as our head coach. But until then, no. And and again,
if he ends up as the head coach someday, though, I think I have enough of a relationship.
Yeah.
I could get you a job on the inside. Maybe you could be the guy that runs and gets the hush puppies at the catfish hole, during the coaches show, so he doesn't run out of catfish.
Do I get free food?
Yeah, all the hush puppies you can eat. Maybe he can get you an important job like that.
It's a sacrifice that I'd have to make. I did forget. Did anyone else know that Jalen Catalon is still playing football? He's in Columbia.
Yeah, Jalen Catalon's a guy that played against us in 2020 during COVID year. He didn't play in the first half because of a targeting penalty. And, man, he came on and was an elite player and has been.
He goes on, talks about him a little bit.
So he's going over the injury update then.
Yeah.
Because that's about all Catalon's done is stayed on the injury update.
Okay, so think about it. So because he was a true freshman that year in 2020 when he was an absolute dog. Like, he was stud.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, like you said, had some injury issues. I think he was a part of that 2022 team that lost all the secondary guys
and then went
on the
to
back
Texas,
end.
right?
And went to Texas, hated that, and now he's in. I can't remember if there's a school between Texas and Missouri. I think it was just Austin to Columbia, but I'd forgotten he was on the team.
Yeah,
and so that's not one of those things. It's not like Ole Miss and Arkansas. Like that wound is still very, very deep. The Catalon, he's probably got a couple teammates on this team, but it's not like it's not like the Ole Miss stuff with Haz, Braxton, and Kudus. I wouldn't think. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Eli's texting me now.
Is he? What is he saying?
He's very disappointed you wouldn't shake his hand. He thought it was really disrespectful.
Well,
what do you want me to tell Coach Drink here?
Stop kicking our ass. That's the end of the year. Again, it's the same. It's the exact same.
He said he can't do that.
Same philosophy.
Apparently, he's listening to you right now.
It's the exact same philosophy with Cal. Didn't shake Cal's hand 10 years ago. Now I will. Don't fraternize with the enemy. If coaches have to do it,
hey, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, right? That's part of it. Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine using treatments like advanced cellular therapies and placement-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. That's the cool part, because then you don't need surgery. Then you don't need, pain-killing pharmaceuticals, and you don't need downtime. You don't have to go to rehab. You just find a way to get through it with QC Kinetics that doesn't require any of that, and you're back to doing the things you love so much quicker. 479-999-1234, 999-1234 for QC Kinetics. We were the best-dressed guys at SEC Media Days. No doubt about it. Roback helped make us look great on Radio Row.
Had shorts that I'm
got my Robacks
wearing,
on right now.
Yeah, wearing now. Always take advantage again.
What's that promo code? We can get everybody a discount.
Rush25 for 20% off. Rush25.
Roback.com. RHOBACK. Roback.com. Get your 25% discount.
Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your headquarters for all things Razorback.
From clothing items like Nike, Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many more,
to a wide range of home, office, and fan cave decorations.
We even have furniture, a pool table, stuff for the yard, garden, and too much other stuff to mention.
So no matter if you're headed to the game or watching from your living room, stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville. That's 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Or stop by the Interweb store at shoponrazorback.com.
Whoa, that's a first, Dad. You actually got it right. How'd you do that?
Well, I use that Googleator thing.
And we're back.
Anyway, that was shoponrazorback.com.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and I have a plaque to prove it.
Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us. Go
Go
Hogs.
Hogs.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother, they're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. This message courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council and Beef. It's what's for dinner.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is The Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know, the life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out Highway 71 South across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hey, Todd Richardson from The Morning Rush, and I want to tell you what Linda, Joe, and their team are doing at Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant. Daily lunch specials come with a side and a roll, Monday through Friday from 11 to 3, just $9.99 each. Mondays is Mimi's Meatloaf. Tuesday is 3 chicken tenders. Wednesday is chicken fried steak. Thursday, Garrison Swiss chicken. And Friday, a Whippoorwill burger. 509 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant. Timeless Southern home cooking.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a chance of a few showers or scattered thunderstorms or high temperatures will be into the low to mid 90s. Later on tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies, and overnight low will drop down into the low 70s. Saturday, sunny skies, a high into the mid 90s. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 43 days.
When you started talking, I knew you was from the great state of Arkansas. Go Hogs.
Know what I did last year, but I have a lot more, to bring to the table, and he's gonna give me the best opportunity, and it's the best OC in the country, so I've seen being coached by him every day.
For the defense, man, just play and keep people out of our end zone. I think that's one of our biggest things, keeping people out of our end zone. Running around playing fast like a madman.
I came to Arkansas before NIL, and when we was staying in the dorms, before the nature of college football shifted. So I came to the school because of the coaches and because of the program. I didn't come because of NIL or anything else. All the relationships that I built and all the people that I met and all the lives that I've impacted in the state of Arkansas, man, there's no reason for me to leave.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Yeah, I heard Cam Newton say something interesting the other day talking about Alabama. He said that the four most important people in Alabama. He had Coach Gene Chizik tell him that one time. Who do you think they are? Who do you think Coach Gene Chizik told Cam Newton the four most important people in Alabama?
In the state or
in the state?
Not at the university?
In the state. Not just Auburn, Alabama, the whole state.
Well, I'm guessing Nick Saban's on that list.
Just job-wise. Four people.
Head football coach at Alabama.
Okay.
Governor.
Okay.
Football coach at Auburn.
Okay.
Ooh, who would be the fourth? Those three are pretty easy. I don't know.
He actually didn't even include the governor.
The
head coach at Auburn, quarterback at Auburn, head coach of Bama, Alabama quarterback.
All right.
So I thought it was interesting thinking about that, how it pertains to Arkansas. Football coach, basketball coach.
You're trying to tell me Jackson Arnold's one of the most important people in Alabama?
According to Coach Gene Chizik, apparently that's the thing. But where is Talon in terms of we're about to hear from him coming? Where is he in terms of importance in Arkansas? Is he in that top five? And just the job itself? Does the Arkansas quarterback, does it rise to the level that Gene Chizik is in Alabama with both the
probably incorrectly, yes.
Isn't that wild to think about?
Probably someone that's operating on brains or something down at UAMS might be the most important person in reality. That someone that actually saves lives or does something of greater significance too. But to most of us, I hear your point. I know what you're saying.
I thought that was interesting. I had never thought about it like that. And I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Just that job, that position each and every year. Taylor holds it this year.
As far as being paid attention to, I don't know about most important, but most paid attention to jobs in the state, I think that list is correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that they're the most important, but Talon certainly has a job that's one of the most paid attention to positions in all of Arkansas.
And it's a job now. It's a job.
It's a paid position.
Yeah. It's a paid position. Head football coach, followed by the head basketball coach, starting quarterback at Arkansas.
Followed by morning rush host. Yeah, right all in that order.
Right where we need to be.
Exactly, bringing up the tail end. Hey, it's Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. If you want to avoid surgery, avoid drugs and downtime, get back to golf, get back to hiking, get back to going to the lake, get back to going up and down your stairs without having to hold on for dear life to the handrail. Maybe you want to get rid of that crutch or that cane that has been at your side for too long because you just can't get past the pain that you're in. QC Kinetics is there. They'll use enriched plasma from your body, the healing powers from your body, applied right to the source of the pain, and make you feel better with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. They did that for me. They can do it for you. 479-999-1234 is the number. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
B in Clarksville brings up an excellent point here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Top 57 in a morning market. He reminds us of the importance. So that's significant on that. All right, let's listen to QB1, Taylor Green, this morning.
All right, it was pretty obvious that this guy was going to be at SEC Media Days. Didn't really have to guess that Taylor Green, starting quarterback for Arkansas, would be one of the 3 attendees for the Razorbacks. Year 2 not only at Arkansas, year 2 of SEC Media Days. They did not give you a felt cowboy hat this time, but what goodie bag did you guys get this go around?
To be honest, I don't know yet.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
It's to be determined. Okay. It's to be continued.
I've been seeing some backpacks some of the players have had like an LED screen that had the school logo.
That's what I've seen.
Sweet.
Okay.
If you don't want yours, let me know.
I don't know. I might have to keep that one.
Yeah, that looked pretty good. That looked pretty good. How's the offseason been, and who's going to catch the football when you throw it this year?
Our offseason has been great. It's been amazing. Just seeing how everybody, responds to adversity. When things get tough, Coach Souders and his training staff do a great job of, pushing us to that point. Especially in the Arkansas heat, and we run like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, where it's the hottest, and people drinking water, trying to pour themselves with water. So it's definitely cool to see.
What's the worst drill y'all have to go through? What's the worst thing? For us, it used to be mountain climbers. I remember those. They were hell. What's the worst thing y'all got to do?
So we got this thing called like 8 station, 4 station. So we got 8 agility stations, right? Well, you can do like sleds. You could do pro agility. You can do suicides. You can do all that. And it's like,
pick your pain.
Pick your pain. And you got to do all of them for like 4 minutes, per. I don't know how long, because I'll just be going. Because I ain't worried about the time. I'm just worried about, one rep at a time. Yeah. So, and then after that, we have like competition drills. So we have like our own teams that, we have like standings. Like we have like 10 captains. And each captain has his own team or things like that. So we have like rankings. I would say my team's not doing the best right now, but it's not about how you start.
It's how you finish.
It's how you finish.
Speaking of competitions, I know football. Obviously, you got a lot of drills and stuff. But there was a competition when you and Cam the other day, a little rematch in the NCAA. Didn't you come out on top?
I'm glad you asked, because we got the video. It's caught in 4K. I won, but he's trying to tell everybody that I ain't win. He won the year before, but I had to get my get back. I get my rematch in. So.
Coach told us earlier, Ismail Cece is out for the year. Tendon problem, surgery, year's over. What kind of loss is that for you as a quarterback, and how do you make that adjustment with enough time going into camp? How are you approaching it?
That hurt me. I'm not gonna lie. Not just him as a football player, but as a person, who he is off the field. He's always laughing. He's always, smiling, through it all. And just for him to, get hurt like that, you could see, you just feel for him, just as a human being. And, of course, he's really talented. But like I told him, God don't make mistakes. God always has a plan. And, you just got to, sometimes you gotta stay patient, and his time is coming. So that's what I'm definitely, with him on that, because nobody wants to get hurt like that, especially close to the season.
Arkansas quarterback Taylor Green with us here on the Morning Rush. You've got teammates. We got a teammate named Matt Jones.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard the comparison between you and him. What do you know about Matt and the time he played at Arkansas, and do you see the comparisons and why people bring it up between you and old number 9?
I would say the one word I would say to describe him is a dog. He's a dog. We still watch install tapes of him. I would say, like, I see it. I see, especially how he can run and throw it, and just for me to be compared to him. Especially the things that he did.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, blessed to, be in that position.
He's one of the legends in our program's history. When you run as long-legged and as lanky as you are, like Matt was, is there anything you do or you think about in how to protect your legs? I know some players, some defenders took shots around your knees. And is there anything you're thinking about out there? Is it all instinct to kind of protect your wheels?
three things. I would say first is instinct. Once I have the ball, I'm just out there, like I'm at recess, like I'm a little kid, just trying to score, really. Yeah. But second is what Coach Petrino's on me. If there's a lot of people, slide, and or get out of bounds. Don't take unnecessary hits. And of course, ball security, because at times I see myself like carrying the ball like it's a basketball. That's my basketball roots. But that's what I would say. It's mostly instinct, but also I got to be aware, especially in this league, to protect myself too. So
Andrew told us in the offseason, obviously no longer your teammate, but I'm guessing you guys still keep in touch. He kept pushing Coach Petrino year 2. It almost sounded like he wanted another year of eligibility to stay around. You guys formed this great bond in just 1 year playing together. What can Arkansas fans see in year 2 of Taylor Green and Bobby Petrino? What does that look like?
I'll say comfortability and experience. Seeing, not my first time seeing things. Not my first time, running the play. And I would say definitely my leadership.
Seeing an SEC linebacker run a 4.3.
Yeah, or a D lineman.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I had to get used to.
Used to work here on the radio station with Tyler Wilson, who played quarterback for Bobby Petrino when he was the head coach. He talked about the mental preparation and the toughness mentally in Coach Petrino's preparation. Walk us through that and how that's been with him as a coordinator and working with you one-on-one every day.
Can you say it one more time? I'm sorry.
Just the toughness that he brings and how hard he coaches, how hard Coach Petrino coaches you.
I would say it prepares you, for the game. It prepares you for, the next level because, the next level is a business, it's a job, and that's your job, is to, win games. So for him to, be so, like, really tough on me, at first, I was like, man, why is he so tough on me? But he sees greatness in me, he's, trying to get it out, and that's what, I have respect for him for that.
And the fact that he hand-selected you. Exactly. He went to find you at Boise State. What does that mean to you that to know that that's the kind of confidence he has in you?
I know for a quarterback, that's all you can, think about, is, he, from all the people in the, transfer portal, he chose me, and I'm definitely, grateful, to be in this position, and I know what I did last year, but I have a lot more, to bring to the table, and, he's gonna give me the best opportunity, and it's the best OC in the country. So I've seen being coached by him every day. So
last thing, Taylor, because I know you've got to run, and Coach Pittman's about to talk. Taylor and Braylon, back. He's also back for year 2. You think about Mike. You think about AJ. The rest of that running. We haven't necessarily talked the running game. You bring an element that not a lot of teams have, just being the quarterback. What's that going to look like in another year in Petrino, the running game?
Versatile, Mike, fast, downhill runner too, Braylon, people saw glimpses of, what he did last year, but, he's, hungry for more, and that's what, I like to see. I tell him all the time, I can see it in his eyes, when he's, about to run somebody over, back there, he's real serious, but, off the field, he's one of the goofiest people you'll ever meet, so you just seeing, how he, carries himself, to, his sophomore year. You got Rodney, he's, real fast, I would say he's one of the goofiest people too, but at the same time, when he's on that football field, it's all business, and sometimes he cracks a joke when everything is serious, and that's what you need sometimes, because at the end of the day, it's ball, Yeah. So, and speaking of AJ, we have a joke, we're cousins, because we got the last.
Oh, great, yeah, great.
Yeah, but for him to, come back, that's just what Arkansas means to him, and that's what I respect the most about him. He's one of the most agile, people I've, seen, especially,
he's got some wheels too.
He did have some wheels too. So I'm excited, for all 4 of those, running backs to, display what they can.
All right, Taylor, we'll leave it there. Taylor Green, Arkansas quarterback, back for another year of SEC Media Days and our football team as well. Taylor, appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate y'all. Go Hogs.
All right, good stuff from QB1 there. We got some reaction coming up in just a bit. If you like to react to that, Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 377-6963. It's not like he wasn't competent last year, because he was, but just doing these things for the second time around. You talk to former Razorbacks that have gone once and then they get to go a second time. It's definitely easier following archive. It was nice to get Taylor like kind of one of the first ones. So Tommy went upstairs. Tommy left the show early on Thursday. They did a small little media session for the Arkansas media with the three players and Coach Pittman, and then he came down. So you'd rather get him then in the beginning of the day, Colton, before he goes through the onslaught of 3 hours of the same regurgitation of questions, the same thoughts, blah, blah, blah. So he definitely had some. He's a little more soft-spoken, little calmer. He's definitely not like that on the field, but enjoyed the time that he was able to give us yesterday.
Well, as soft-spoken as he is, you can't deny the fact that he sounds supremely more confident than he was at this time coming back as the face of the team last year. And he just sounds like he's, obviously with a year under his belt, he knows how he's going to be coached. He knows how he needs to prepare, and he knows how he needs to execute. I think that Taylor Green is going to be a really big factor for this football team on the success of whether or not, they win, they get to what we think is a good enough bowl game for this program or not. And he knows that, and everybody in that building knows that. And I think that that's something that Taylor Green relishes. So it was a great conversation. I'm glad I got to hear it. But I think that one thing I mentioned to you, listening to the interview was, man, I've seen some pictures of him. He looks a lot bigger. So hopefully that'll.
He looks like a basketball player.
He looks so like he looks.
I mean, if he walked in with John Calipari's team, he would not look out of place. We put it that way. Accurate.
Should he pull a Matt Jones, play a little both?
He could. I mean, he's physically built for it. And he mentioned that. I think it was during the on air, but it might have been during just kind of our conversation leading up. But he talked about hooping and his basketball background. In fact, you were finishing up the show yesterday, and I'd walked over to the other side of the Omni to meet with the players, and there was several of us from the Arkansas media that were there. There was an Arkansas, and I'm not even. I'm not really quite sure. He was one of our basketball players was there on something totally unrelated.
Who was it?
I just caught the very tail end of it, but someone thought for a moment it was Taylor. It wasn't. I mean, so it's kind of he looks the part of a basketball player. That's how he's built. We talked to him. Now you heard the comparisons with our friend Matt Jones, who's sitting just on the other side of that wall right there.
I want them to stand.
And the way they ran.
I want them to stand next to each other because they talked last year during media days, but I want to see who's actually taller between the two. Because they're both listed at 6'6", and I've seen different at 6'7". I want to know between Taylor.
Well, Matt was taller during basketball season. If you compared his height in basketball in the media guide to football, he was an inch taller.
Help me on this. Why do they do that?
I don't know.
What's the point of lying? Like I thought about lying on my driver's license, list myself at 6 feet. I'm not 6 feet. I'm slightly under it at 5'11". But I've just never understood.
5'10".
Not 5'10", 5'11". I've just never understood why they do that for basketball. No, that got measured the other day. I've actually grown.
I got measured where?
Wow.
At the
someone needs a little shot of self-confidence.
The doc saw it. I'm more than a shot. But I'm just kind of curious to see
someone's self-esteem is sagging a little bit.
Well, when you get berated from 6A to 7P sometimes on Arkansas Airways, it takes a toll.
Colton, I had no idea they needed to know your height before they did hair plugs. I had no idea.
You'd be
so I
surprised.
learned something new today. Brought to you by Farm Credit.
Bo and Chuck are in line in front of me.
At Farm Credit,
So is
they can
Phil.
help you with all the financing options. If you want to remodel your home or maybe build a brand new one from ground up, one of the most important aspects of all of that is finding the right financing for you. At Farm Credit of Western Arkansas, there's 25 locations around our state. I promise there's one near you, and their professionals will sit down and go over all the options available to you. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com for Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from Eli Drinkowitz a little bit. Had a thought that was kind of mind-blowing when it comes to the college football playoff. We had a chance to catch up with college football executive director Rich Clark earlier this week. Spent time with Coach Hatfield at the Air Force Academy, a cool connection, and his thoughts as well. So we'll get into that. It's a Football Friday edition of the Morning Rush brought to you by QC Kinetics. We keep it going after this.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. For that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I came to Arkansas before NIL, and when we was staying in the dorms.
This is the Morning Rush.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainty roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full Certainty integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with Certainty. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC
SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about to tough there, yes. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
I know there's a lot of burning questions in this room by the 14 of y'all that showed up. But just as a reminder, I'm not going to answer any questions about the Epstein files, whether about the radiation belt, and whether or not it was possible for Lee Harvey Oswald to get 3 shots off in 7 seconds. I don't have time to answer all those questions.
How long do you think he was rehearsing that opening statement here? It did clear out, by the way. Thursday, a lot of people left. I guess on Wednesday night and whatnot, which is how it usually is.
Well, normally when we had it at Hoover, Alabama, although it was just cranking the day Alabama was there, shoulder to shoulder. Then that every other day was just kind of normal. Mm-hmm. Yesterday it wasn't a ghost town there, but I don't imagine Mike Elko had a lot of people to ask the pointed questions. He was the last to go.
Yeah, he's kind of boring. He did his initial joke. I don't have it here on side. Was like, well, y'all thought I was going to walk out to the eyes of Texas, huh? Because when Sark walked out earlier this week, it was to Texas A&M's fight song.
Yeah,
and so they got it right at the back end, but
someone loaded the wrong file.
Yeah, that was
in a hurry.
That's
what happens when you get in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, college
embarrassing, and Greg Sankey acknowledged it. Took responsibility for it like a good leader and owned it, even though he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. College football playoff has been a discussion this week. SEC, Big Ten, a little back and forth there. Here's what Drinkwood's had to say about it.
The more teams you add to the tournament, there's greater variance to it. So, I don't necessarily think that we're that far off. I don't think that there's any more pressure. You've got 16 of the toughest competitors in the world who are head coaches in this league. We're all driven to achieve the best, whether that's internally or externally. We feel pressure to achieve that, but there's no pressure because, we got to do it for the SEC. We want to do it for our team, our players, our fans.
And that was, again, off a question to like the SEC not winning the last 2 years, but we did talk about a 30-team college football playoff, and he mentioned the percentages towards the NFL versus what it is now. I knew you wouldn't be a fan of that.
Okay, so help me because I know we added another 2 wild cards. Is it 14 teams that now get into the NFL playoffs?
Oh, geez.
I think that's right.
Colin, you might have to look
14
that up.
After they added the last 2 wild cards, but that's 14 out of 32, so it's not quite half. You can't look at the college football playoff in terms of 126 teams or whatever, 130. You got to look at it as about 50 teams or so. Because even the bottom of, and listen, Arkansas is fighting their way to not be in the bottom of the conversation where you're not really one of the elite 50, but the idea that you're going to put half of that, at some point, where do you draw the line? To me, 16 teams and eliminate the first round buys, but there's going to be some atrocious games when you do that.
Mm-hmm. So we asked Greg
again. It's part of the participation trophy world we're in. Now, this is participation trophies with some serious money that goes with it, but we're not creating a lot more games. We're just taking a game like the Peach Bowl that was normally just a really good bowl game. High-level bowl game, and now we're turning it into a playoff game. Mm-hmm. That's what we've done over the last 8 or 10 years.
I mentioned Drink having some fun with this opening statement. Pittman kind of did at the end, too.
Go Hogs. We appreciate all of you. No matter what you're writing about us. Go Hogs.
You're writing about us. I thought that was a good way to end that conversation. All right, that is your SEC update here on a Football Friday.
Yeah, we were talking about the Coldplay concert, and what was it? Andy Byron's his name with Astronomer. One of the AI company, he may need a good lawyer. He should call Jackie Mock, 479-769-1505. But seriously, if you find yourself in need of legal representation, Jackie is there for you with 2 locations. Fort Smith, also in Sallisaw. She's licensed in Oklahoma and in Arkansas, right next door to the courthouse in Sallisaw, conveniently located there, and they're to take care of you in Fort Smith. 479-769-1505 is the number. They understand that, hey, you don't have a big retainer laying around like $5,000 that you can just fork over. That's why they make it easy to understand with flat fees, low down payments and monthly payments that work for you. 479-769-1505 or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
So that was the end of Sam Pittman with the media at the beginning. You met one of my friends, Dave Shoemate, who asked him this question, and we were talking with Dave about it. This wasn't like a gotcha question. It was more of like, hey, these are the difficulties you face in recruiting versus your other competition within the league. So I'm going to play Dave's question to Sam Pittman and then Sam Pittman's response and just the competition-wise.
Coach, you've accepted 4 bowl invitations in your 5 years. Y'all won 3, but it would be safe to say there's somewhat of a hill to climb at Arkansas. You have the lowest paid support staff, the least amount of NFL draft picks per capita in that state. How do y'all go about building that roster and setting that culture in Fayetteville?
Man. We have to go outside of our state. In-state recruiting has changed over the last 3 or 4 years because of NIL. And so you have to think about the talent, who it is, versus what the pay is expected. And so that's been a little bit more difficult in our state.
So one of the things...
Fair question.
Yeah.
It's a very fair question. And the part that I thought Sam could have really... I thought it was a question that somewhat teed him up to go in a direction he chose not to go.
He didn't.
That's about the support staff issue,
and he didn't want to make excuses, and he didn't want to rag on his boss Hunter. But like, I was unaware. I would. It's safe to say you were unaware. I mean, Dave kind of detailed out the other recruiting, like when we were talking to him after, like the different recruiting staffs and how much they were making relative to how much Arkansas was making, just the amount of support staff and all that. And I just didn't know, like. You have an idea of like what's on campus in terms of the job, and a lot of people know like the DC, the OC, and then the head coach, and then outside of that, it's few and far between. But that was just
his point. Let me sum up what we were talking about off the air, just between the three of us, is the kind of department heads, if you will, recruiting staff, equipment, different ones. Are making significantly less than similar positions, same positions at other SEC schools. And so that if you were let's just say you were a director of recruiting at Arkansas, you might not be making what the third or fourth person in the recruiting department's making at another SEC school. That was really what he's talking about there. He's not talking about coaches and coordinators and assistant coaches being well paid behind, but the analysts and the people behind the curtain you never see that are very important to making all of it go. Mm-hmm. Arkansas has a hard time there being competitive with pay compared to other SEC programs. Did I sum it up pretty well there?
That's a good way to sum it up. So as I was thinking about that, you asked a question in hour number 1. It's like, do you feel indifferent? Do you feel better? Do you feel worse after this week of SEC Media Days, and particularly Sam Pittman and all the guys that shared with us via hitthatline.com, ESPN Arkansas. We've been playing clips. We'll have more clips later on halftime, and Ruskin and Zach. I think as I was kind of thinking about what like 2020. So this is there was optimism heading into 2020 based on you just got rid of Morris and you felt like Sam Pittman, like the phrase that he used in 2020 is like, we have all what we need. And that's what we talked about with Cam Ball a little bit yesterday prior to that Liberty Bowl game where Arkansas didn't have some good chunk of guys. And I think the question I have heading into this season is they took that significant jump that no one expected in 2021, right? Like no one had them 9-4. No one had this football team a play or two away from beating Ole Miss and Alabama and potentially being an 11-1 squad. Now, it was helped, obviously, by a guy we always like to bring up in Traylon Burks. You don't have an All-American wide receiver or, frankly, anyone that's remotely close to his talent level. But I just wonder if this team can catch some people off guard this year, like that team. Am I missing something on the idea of, like, there being any similarities on the just that no one believes in this team heading into this season? Because we'll get the rankings later today from the SEC. Arkansas will be picked 13th or 14th, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm going to have them at 8 or 9 wins.
Maybe. I mean, Vanderbilt may be higher than you think based on last season.
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi State, Kentucky, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, will all kind of be in some order near the bottom. Is that fair?
Mississippi State will be dead last. Kentucky will be second to last, and then you'll have Arkansas or Vanderbilt.
Auburn may be just ahead, but they won't be way up in a lot of people's opinions. I mean, but is that fair? How do you expect much more? When we're trying to figure out how you smoke and mirror 8 wins this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that 7 means some things fell right. Talon didn't get injured. That's the other thing. We touched on this a little bit. We talked with Talon about it, and how do you preserve your legs when, you're long, you're lanky, your legs become a bigger target just because of your frame. He played through some injury last year. Was out at the end of that Tennessee game that you ended up winning.
Colton, do we have that KJ clip? Because he talked about KJ Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the other thing. If Talon Green is out any significant amount of time or misses a start or two, that could it will dynamically change the team. And, I know KJ Jackson's someone they believe in and believe, Sam said it directly. Our next quarterback's on campus. We don't need to go find one. We got the guy. But there's a reason he's number 2. He's the reason he's not the starter now. So, that's the other thing is, can they keep him healthy all year long? That's a huge, huge if. Maybe the biggest question that you don't know the answer to and won't know the answer to, but really could change. And that's not like, wow, how'd you come up with that, Kraft? I mean, the quarterback not getting injured, but it's just something that we've seen change the plot and the course of our season many times before.
And that was the 4-8 season when KJ got hurt. Hornsby, I think, started the Mississippi State game on the road. KJ was playing with half a shoulder or whatever in the Liberty game, and you just saw there were other things that happened during that season, but you saw how significant what that was for that. But on the subject of the backup quarterback, here's what Pittman did have to say about KJ.
I love KJ. We were just talking on the plane coming over here, Talon and I and Cam and Sorey. But I think he's ready. Where we've been is we haven't been in those games a lot to where we can get that number 2 guy developed.
And that was, I thought, important to hit on that first, because you would like to see, you'll see him in the Alabama A&M game.
Better.
You'd love to see him in the Arkansas State game, but I don't know if you necessarily will. What's that line? What'd you say that line was the other day? Like 17 and a half? That's what's that?
I don't remember.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
Because, because anytime you have a running quarterback like Talon, and Matt would tell you this, Matt got injured his senior year, there's just a higher possibility of getting hurt because the guy's going to run more. And so,
and those legs are so long, and that's the comparison with Matt and Talon. They just become such a larger part of your frame. You're more likely to get hit in a knee. And he is not a guy that's got, it's not like he's going to, be the guy that leads the fitness and strength magazine with the greatest quads and thighs of all time. He's not a running back.
And
Colton, that's why he runs so fast.
Colton mentioned he looks a little bigger. Which is a good and coach for Coach Souders, because you want your quarterback to be a little bulkier. And that's his second year with an SEC strength and conditioning program, which is good. But I don't want to put this in the ether, but is anyone else going to be surprised if you have an injury to a quarterback based on the last 5 years?
I'll be surprised if you don't.
Let's think. Here's a timeline. Just offhand. So KJ in 2019 checks in, garbage time or whatever. He ends up getting injured. 2020, you have Franks getting injured. 2021, KJ gets injured for a little bit. 22, KJ's injured. 23, KJ's injured. 24, Talon got injured. So last 6 years with dual threat quarterbacks, you've had injuries. So it's you hope for the best, but you get ready for the worst. And that's why they're hoping KJ Jackson can get in early in this team this season.
All right, say it with me. Viva Las Vegas. If you'd like
Vegas.
to. Yeah, if you want to go to Vegas, baby, we got your chance to go. It's the 20th annual Monster Burger Eating Contest, brought to you by Hardee's and ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. We'll be out and giving you another chance to qualify next Tuesday at the Hardee's location on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Thursday, we'll be at the Rogers Avenue location. 2 chances to qualify if you can eat a Monster Burger in 150 seconds or less. You'll be automatically into the finals. We'll have Monster Burgers for $3.50 while we're there during lunch. They'll have sausage biscuits all the way up till noon for $1.49. So come by and see us next week. That's Hardee's on Phoenix Avenue. We'll be there starting just after 11. There till 1:30. So come by and see us. That's Hardee's on Phoenix Avenue next Tuesday, a little after 11 till 1:30 with ESPN Arkansas.
Larry is in Conway, home of the Wampus Cats. Larry, good morning.
Yes, sir, guys. I'd like to have a serious conversation about trying to think out of the box just a little bit, if you didn't mind.
Come on.
For football recruiting especially. I've been listening in, and I don't think my way of thinking outside the box, there's 85 paid jobs up there on that hill, on that football team. Therefore, I don't understand why they don't have the requirements posted, and where grown men from the state of Arkansas couldn't apply for those jobs on that football team. No, you laughing, Tommy. I'm being dead serious.
Like Monte?
Take a young man who said, well, school ain't for me, and they went and got a job on a construction crew, or they got to make ends meet somewhere, and maybe they got a little bit of regret that they didn't give themselves that opportunity. Now, if they meet the requirements, how come a grown man can't apply for that job?
So I just want to make sure I'm understanding, Larry. So your idea to make Arkansas football better in 2025 is to pull off guys that may have had, at the highest experience level, high school football, and to all of a sudden, and they could be older, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, and then have them walk on or be a part of the football team. And that's the solution to make.
You still got to be a student at the University of Arkansas.
Yeah, you got to take, 12?
Yes. I said meet all the requirements, guys. Y'all, I'm talking about, say a man's got a regret. He's 24 years old and he has a regret that he didn't go to school. And he kept himself in pretty decent shape. I don't understand why you don't have tryouts for those kind of people, and let them make that money. I'd rather have a grown man that's had a taste of life up there trying to get this job. It's a paid job now. You don't have to go get a 2-star athlete from Georgia when you got grown men that could use the money here in Arkansas. Guess y'all get it.
I get it. Still know if I agree with it. It's an interesting thought. I don't know if it's ever been presented before on ESPN Arkansas. I guess we can get that.
Yeah, Monte Harrison's an interesting study.
Is he 29 or 30?
I think he's 29. And he's on your roster. Now, he'd been playing professional baseball. He's a professional athlete that came back, and he's using his college eligibility that remains.
I think, Larry, in my personal opinion, I think to help out, you would be more in line when going to get 4th and 5th year seniors. Like that's the group of transfer portal guys that it sounds like that you would be more interested in.
I didn't say nothing about transfer portal, Ty. I'm talking about having open tryouts for that man who's kept himself in shape and regrets that he didn't go to school.
I'll tell you
Larry,
what.
how many guys you know that would fit this category?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll put
how many of these diamonds in the rough do you think are out there?
You can lead the search committee on this.
Well, I dang sure would if it meant giving a grown man an opportunity to better himself. Here's where I'm getting my idea, guys. Look at all the guys that got looked over in the NFL. The Reggie Swintons and those type of guys. You cannot tell me that there's not kids like that at high school that maybe their situation was that they wasn't quite good enough. But it's just like Ty playing golf. Was he very good when he started?
Well, you could argue he's not very good now. You know.
But all I want to say is I don't see why open tryouts all over the state, all over the country, looking for that diamond in the rough, for that grown man that's got what it takes to be a Razorback, and give him the opportunity to make that money. Why do you want to pay money to somebody that really you know they ain't going to make it? Why do you want to do that?
I don't think anyone wants to. I hear your point, Larry. Thanks for the call. Interesting idea. I don't know how you execute it. I don't know how many people out there really fit what you're talking about. I hear what you are saying.
I've got 4 years of eligibility.
Yeah, but I just
go.
So a lot more.
I don't
guys
know
that
how
look
many.
Like
I think it's not fully understanding physically what it takes to be an SEC football player.
The commitment, the strength
I don't.
and
I mean,
conditioning.
I don't know that you can go from the hayfield to the the line of scrimmage quite that easy.
What was the drill that Taylor was talking about with Coach Souders, like the 8-man or 10-man captain teams and some of the stuff that just sounded hard. Teach his own.
You want to try out?
Do you want the team to be?
It would
worse?
be interesting if you just said, "Hey, Saturday, 10 to noon, open tryouts, Arkansas."
Well, they do walk-ons. Like that's walk-on.
But you got to be a student. You got to be. So obviously, if they thought you could play, you'd have to go in and enroll and be a student.
Okay, I'll tell you what just happened. Larry just watched Invincible.
Everybody wants
I bet Larry's a big Eagles fan. He watched Invincible. Dick Vermeil, played by Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear, you're right.
Yeah, and he's like, we gotta do this in Fayetteville. It's a great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
I bet he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I bet he just watched Invincible.
Tyler on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline said Larry is cooking.
Cajun agrees with it. Thank you, Cajun. Just saw your text.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a Friday edition of the Morning Rush post SEC Media Days.
You know, we have lots of ideas. Some are good, some are bad.
Some
won't stick to the wall. Some are just ideas. Of all the ideas I've heard, Larry, that's one of them. Here's an idea. Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202 is their number. No need to walk on. You can be on scholarship. It's like being on scholarship with an NIL deal. If Coach said, "Hey, Kraft, you're on scholarship, where can we get? What do you want for an NIL deal?" It's Gaston's. Coach, I just want to be able to go and fish and stay and hang out at Gaston's. Clint ought to do that. That'd be a good NIL deal for somebody that loves to fish. We were talking yesterday to Xavier Sori. He had been over and fished on the White River. Who'd you say? Hudson Clark took him over there?
Yeah, Hud.
Yeah. And so, I mean, hey, it'd be a really cool deal.
And Xavier hadn't fished, so we might as
Xavier,
he had found his spot in Northwest Arkansas. Now he's found it in North Central Arkansas.
Give old Uncle Tommy and Uncle Ty here a call. We'll take you over to Gaston's and hang out for a few days before camp starts. All right, 870-431-5202. Seriously, if you're looking for the final getaway, maybe before school starts, before you get back in your routine, or maybe it's a Labor Day weekend getaway, Gaston's is the spot. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
When you started talking, I knew you was from the great state of Arkansas. Go Hogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
The summer sales drive continues at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, save up to $6,000 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, reconditioned and backed by limited warranty. We've got you covered for your service needs as well, with half-off brakes and special financing available for those larger repairs. With our live market painless pricing and non-commissioned sales staff, we're committed to taking the hassle out of buying a quality pre-owned vehicle in the River Valley. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Get ready for the 53rd annual four-ball tournament at Bengarin Golf Course, July 19th and 20th. 2 days of great golf, fierce competition, and unforgettable fun. Just $230 per player includes lunch, drinks, and a Titleist gift card as your tee gift. Grab your partner and compete in one of the area's longest-running traditions. It's best ball, so bring your A-game. Register now before it's full. Call Bengarin Golf Course at 479-646-5301. When you think golf, think Bengarin.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Now, our operation is small, but there's a lot of potential for aggressive expansion. So which of you fine gentlemen would like to join our team? Oh, there's only one spot open right now, so we're going to have
Tryouts. It's happened in Fayetteville, the football team, not just the walk-on tryouts like we've seen in years past, but the tryouts that Larry has wanted.
That is Utah. We're getting out there.
Yeah, and the football team would be worse off for it. That is the Lewis Automotive Group hotline where you can call like Larry did, or you can text us like Scott did, saying, Larry's cooking all right. He's cooking meth. Now, I listen, at least he presented an idea. I think we're all trying to find ideas to help better the football team that we appreciate each and every year on the Hill. I mean, do you want to be a perennial 6-win team? I don't. Sam Pittman doesn't. He addressed it at media days, and maybe that's the solution.
Hey, everything that you need to solve your fishing needs are available at lurenet.com. So go there. Everything made right in Arkansas by Pradco. Booyah, Yum, Rebel, a lot more there. Exclusive deals on the website. And if you buy $35 or more, they'll ship it to you free in the United States. That is lurenet.com.
All right, so that's going to do it for us here on the Morning Rush. It's been a good Friday show. Good to be back. Good to be back in our own bed here, too.
Yeah, looking forward to getting some sleep over the weekend there. It's been a Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics. Call my friends there. They'll make you feel better if that aching back, knee joint, shoulder, whatever joint's hurting you, they can help you get through that pain and eliminate that pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. 479-999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
Halftime coming up next. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Big C.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got